So, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Since the podcast recording last week, things got a little scary. I thought my parents' dog was gonna die.
Things went a little awry, as they say.
Yes. Luckily, and fortunately, that she's okay.
Yeah. Bless.
She's back to as normal she can for a 15-year-old dog. But we had to sort of cut our podcast short. We were in our raunchy episode, and we were talking about like games we jerk off to, or at least.
Oh God! And then we went down a rabbit hole of like old scenes of games that we would jerk off to.
Yes.
Like, oh, there's a nice video that had all the scenes of all that, so we could just watch that real quick. Sounds good.
And then I got the phone call.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just the universe saying,
Don't do it.
Yeah. But another week, here we are. Damien said to hit record because this happens all the time. We kind of get record. What do you call that? Stage fright. So we get record fright.
Yeah.
So now we're stumbling a little bit on what to talk about, but
We'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, we're catching up either way. How you doing today, man?
Doing okay. I last week was good. Last week was busy. I was working a lot. And then this week has been it's been slow. So it is what it is. But but we're recording in my apartment this week.
In comfort vision. I mean, if you guys could see, you know. But I'm lounged out on a couch holding a mic, and this guy's over here with his stand, sitting comfortably on a nice little love seat couch.
Well, you have your in your apartment though. You have that nice picnic table. It is comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just the comfort setup. It's different because I've never had issues sitting when we recorded at my place, but this is like I'm literally laid out on a fucking couch right now. It's beautiful.
For sure.
You're gonna look over at me like, what do you think about that, Damien? Just here.
It's sleeping. All right, I tell you, after the food. So we got halal. So I picked Damien up by the train station.
Always the best and worst and best idea all in one go.
Well, we watched like 2 or 3 episodes of The Simpsons, and I am feeling it. I am ready to go take a nap. I am so tired.
All right, we're going to take a brief intermission so we can take naps and then come back.
Yesterday, actually, I was watching TV, and I got a phone call, but it didn't say scam. It actually had a Minnesota, like, 612 number, whatever. So
like, yeah, Minnesota. I love that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm on. That's Jamaican. But,
there's a few Jamaicans in Minnesota, I bet.
I would imagine, maybe.
Ooh.
It's Minnesota.
Yeah, you never know. Are they racist in Minnesota?
I don't think anything goes on in Minnesota.
It's like there's nothing valid that happens there that they could even be racist, I guess.
I guess not. I don't even know if they have TV. Anyway, sorry.
We've got 3 channels, okay? Why don't you go take a walk, eh?
That's Canadian. I guess it's the same. But anyway, they call...
They're the American Canadians.
Usually when I get out-of-state numbers, it's work-related.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay, let's see what...
By the way, that was me. That brief pause was me
to make sure
confirming the mic wasn't on backwards. It's like, all right.
Are you good? You're good? You're on the right side?
We're good.
So I picked up the phone and it was a pre-recording, but it was an officer telling me that my Social Security information
has been compromised.
Not that it was compromised, that I have fraudulent activity on it.
Oh, shit.
And that I needed to write this number down to call the bureau or something. And I was like, well, that's weird because I figured Social Security, that's what, federal or whatever.
Right.
And that would usually be a 1-800 number. So I was like, why am I getting a call from a 612? So I said, this seems like bullshit. But I did have a ping in my stomach because you never know. So
Yeah. The paranoia alone is like, oh, fuck.
So I called back that number.
Oh, boy.
And an Indian person picked up and went, this is David Fincher from the Social Security Bureau Administration.
David Fincher, huh?
Yeah. Who am I speaking with? And in the response, I go, hi, my name is John Appleseed, and I am calling because you guys called me. And so we went back and forth, and he goes, can you spell your last name? And I spell it, and he doesn't answer, and I hear them in the background saying something in Indian, and I'm going, all right, and they hang up. So I call back. So another person picks up, and I say, now my name. I said, my name is Long John Silver, and they asked me to spell it. And they go, yes, Long John Silver. Yes, Mr. Silver. We did contact you based off of, and they gave me this whole bullshit thing.
Oh my God.
They're like, here's my badge number. Please write it down. So I made believe I wrote it down. And he goes, can you tell me the badge number that you that I gave you.
Sorry, my secretary already filed it. And
well, I turned around and said, yes, it's the exact numbers that you gave me. And he goes,
very good, sir.
You're wasting my time. Stop calling asshole. And he hung up the phone.
Oh my God, I love it.
But
I love it when you piss off the scammers.
Isn't that ironic?
Like, but you're the ones that called me and pissed me the fuck off in the first place.
Right.
Now I'm making it a game.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sorry I'm wasting your time that you're wasting other people's time. You fucking scum. But I called back once more because I wanted to see how far I can go and be a ball breaker. And an actual guy picked up.
Oh, shit.
From like Minnesota. And he goes, is this David Fincher? And I go, excuse me, sir. I was like, are you actual real person, not like these scamming dickheads?
Yeah, I am the creator of the movie Zodiac. That's me.
And he goes, yeah. He goes, is this another person that they called? He said, yes. I said, I'm sorry. I don't know how it got transferred. He said, I apologize. He goes, no, I've been dealing with these assholes all day.
Oh, so they literally like hijacked his identity.
Apparently.
Oh, fuck.
Isn't that fucked up? I didn't know they could do that.
That's like identityception or some shit.
Identityception.
They're using his identity to further fraudulent identities. You're about to become a pod in space somewhere, man.
Well, I hope I don't get a knock on my door because they think there's a scamming thing happening in Queens.
They're gonna be like, "Hello, this is Thomas Zaki. I am here to inform you that your social security card has been stolen." That's the next phone call you're going to get. You're going to get friends calling you going, what the fuck, bro? You stole my identity?
Well, I actually want a scammer calling me and going, hi, this is Detective Thomas Zakeo. Like, what?
It's me.
Yeah.
Are you from the future or the past?
I just, it's as funny as it is, it's just also sad because the unfortunate victims of this is the old people that don't know any better. It's all the people that, and as we say in my family, who are going to not.
Yeah.
So they're just like they're kind of like they're just gone. They're too old. They're like So that's what sucks. You take advantage of old people like that. But
yeah, that definitely sucks.
What are you gonna do?
That was quick side note, but that was in the first episode of Space Force. It was the actor that just passed away, the old guy, Fred.
Not Savage.
No.
Willard. No.
Fred Willard. Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Willard. Yeah.
So he was playing. He was playing Steve Carell's dad in the movie.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, in the show.
The show,
And the first episode is him like saying, well, I gave these people some money, so now they need more money. It's like, no, Dad, you don't do that. So, But perfect example of old man. And it was a great, at least it was a great last role to see him in as an old senile dude, even though you could tell he was still pretty sharp and still good to go.
For some reason, I was thinking you were talking about the dudes from Shaun of the Dead, that space show they did.
Oh.
So I got mixed up. So
gotcha.
I got you. You're talking about the Steve Carell one.
Yeah.
I am going to say I watched the first 2 episodes. I know there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Did not like that show at
all.
all. And it seems like
it didn't get a lot of good reviews, but I kind of stuck it out. The first episode didn't fully sell me.
Okay.
But then after I got a few in, it develops a lot better. So I think the first few, it's just kind of just a drag, and then it gets progressively better at least. So, but you really have to like stick it out for the first few episodes.
I tried.
Which it's such an annoying thing to have to do when it comes to watching anything. So, I was gonna mention a quick fraudulent thing that I had to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had this girl that liked me, and she keeps saying, "Oh wait, no, that's not fraud. That's just psycho." So I got an email, and in the email headline, in the subject, it said, "My old password." Okay. In like full letters. It was like, "This is your password, right?" ? And then the email was like an extortion list of like, "Listen, I've been watching you. I know what your videos are. I know what you watch. I know this. I know that." And obviously it was all like fake, but I know I think Google or some company got like they got an information leak, and it was one of those things where like information got to other people, and people, obviously, as soon as I got that information, I changed every password.
Of course.
A couple maybe passwords slipped through the cracks because, you have an old account that you just keep with the same email because you never fucking use it. So I was all paranoid once this email came through. I'm like, fuck, what does this guy have? And does he have a feed to my webcam? Has he been watching my sick, twisted porn that I watch throughout the days? So, but then I realized it was all bullshit because I was like, let's see. It says if I ignore him, he's going to leak all this. Let's call his bluff. Let's see what happens. And so far, no video of me whacking off on my laptop has leaked to the internet, so I think I'm okay.
Well,
but it was crazy the fact that he had like he had the exact old email, old password that I used. So clearly something got leaked.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. So
seriously, be careful. Though.
No, of course. I mean, I had to go through old passwords of old things, just stuff that I didn't even really use, like an old Fandango account that like just was ancient. I was like, all right, I need to update this password just for the sake of not accessing my old stuff. So,
yeah.
But
so
fucking internet, man, it's crazy.
When Nintendo Switch accounts were getting hacked,
right?
This is a couple of months ago. It was more than ever because of everyone during the COVID. Everyone was using apparently the Switches more. They were selling more, but people hacked into the accounts and people were like buying, like hackers were buying shit on games and stuff. So they were stressing that to use a two-step system from Google called Google Authenticate, I think it's called.
Oh God, is it one of those that almost makes you feel stupid?
No, basically what it does is...
Because I will say, the unrelated but related, but those new, like, Are You a Robot quizzes now?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
they're like 6,000 more times complicated.
Yeah.
You have
Pick
to, like...
the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a piece of the street here. Do I still click that?
You have failed. You are a robot like me. Would you like to run away with me?
I hate those. Those are so annoying.
There's actually another one. I was trying to access... I remember you sent me a link for... a free video game on Steam.
Yes.
A while ago. I know you sent me another one recently, but a while ago you sent me one, and I was at work. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to lose out on it because it'll expire soon, or if I go home and I forget, next thing you know, it's gone. So I was trying to do it at work on my phone, and as I'm doing it, it's doing like I think maybe I couldn't remember my password correctly, so finally figured out my password, and there's like, are you a robot? I'm like, nope. Make sure you funnel this circle around and get it aligned to the picture. So you had to like rotate a picture to the stock picture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Not only that, you had to do it in a time frame. So if you turned it the wrong way, then that one didn't count. Then they'd still make you do 3 more, and then by the end, you did it too slow. Try it again. So you'd waste 15 seconds just to go back to do it again if you didn't do it. So you literally have to condition yourself to do it the correct way.
Yeah.
Or else you're just wasting your fucking time.
Yep. No, I remember I had to do that when I logged into Steam on the computer because for some reason it updated or whatever, and I remember going, what the fuck do I gotta do with this picture? And then I realized quickly, I was like, oh, I gotta rotate it the way they wanted to. I mean,
I think I ended up giving up on my phone. I just waited for the auto-filled password on my computer to do it. You know.
Well, so speaking of which, so that's the thing. So a Google Authenticate is basically a vault.
Okay.
And you link all your accounts to this like vault system, and then in the vault system, it basically, if you wanted to open something up, like in this case, my Nintendo Switch, if I need to log into my account, and they need to access a password, it would literally say, "Do you want authenticate this? If so, hit yes," and then Google will literally send you a password, a secure password.
Oh shit!
And then that secure password you type into the Nintendo account,
which is the two-factor identification.
Which is the two-factor,
okay.
and that's why hackers can't do it, because you're the only one that has that specific Google Authenticate. It like is linked to your phone and all that shit. So it's 100% free. You don't have to pay for it. It was advertised, and you can link any of your things on there. I would definitely do it. I have almost all my shit linked to it.
Yeah.
How safe it is, I don't know, but I feel it's safer than not having. I feel it's safer having it than not having it.
Yeah.
In this case, I mean, like, what can we trust? What can't we trust? With,
No, it's hard because
it's hard.
Just when you sort of feel comfortable, you got some other bullshit that
exactly
sneaks up and sends you some kind of spam email with your old password. So.
Old Damien jerking off while listening to Buckethead.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, wait, was it you that sent that email?
So I want to know. I'm gonna get a look from Damien right now, but let's hear about the situation. So I got an email, I got a text from Damien saying, "Well, look who reached out."
The
to me
investigation is ongoing. That's all I have to say.
So this particular person wants to tickle Damien.
Those were not her words at all.
That's 100% mine.
Yeah.
This person wants to tickle your pee-pee.
Tickle my pickle.
No, but other topic. Oh yeah, so I want to bring this back. So for the past month, all right, it's sad, and my condolences to the family, but It's just weird. Like humans are weird, right?
Oh yeah.
So Damien and I have been saying we're gonna help a friend of ours shoot his short film. He's been very patient, I would say. He's to getting this. We brought this up in another podcast, but anywho, we were like, okay, we're gonna do it, and then 1 week leads to another week, and there's always something that comes up.
Yeah, I was beginning to think that we're slowly becoming the king of empty promises, but
yeah,
at the same time, I'm like, meh.
Well, you know what it is?
I don't really feel terrible, but I definitely feel I feel mildly guilty.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I don't.
Well,
and then after,
we should give context to it. So
yeah.
Basically, this is somebody. I hope this person doesn't. I don't think they will, but I don't know if I consider so much a friend, but more so an acquaintance. But it's
right.
I know this person from a friend of ours, and he reached out randomly months ago. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. He reached out months ago, more than months ago, to watch a movie that he did all by himself, which was impressive, and to get my opinion on it, which my opinion turned into, well, now let's reshoot this, and which led to, oh, hey, by the way, Damien just bought a camera. Oh, he has that camera. I always wanted to shoot in that camera. Let's get everyone together.
In a weird way, it kind of became a project. Sorry, a project that we could work on.
Yes,
but it also became like the biggest back and forth game that we've been playing for months now, and partially on our own fault, and then just on his back and forths that is almost like a little over invasive at times.
Yeah,
but I mean it's we've yet to establish.
Well, yeah, I know we can't like.
It's hard to commit. Well, so my thing is, I as most people have 2 days off in their week, mine are separated, so it's kind of annoying. So I have like a Thursday, and by the time we build up to this Thursday of like filming, I'm like shot from a miserable work week, and I just literally want to sit around and be fat,
Well, and it's an overnight.
Yeah, and I think that factor too. It's like I didn't even think about that, and then I'm like, oh wait, the overnight factor kind of sucks too.
It sucks. I mean, it's like it's a few hours. I mean, like I think we were supposed to shoot from 6 p.m. to like 3 or 2 in the morning, which is a whole shift by itself. And
yeah, exactly.
For anyone who does overnights, it's tough, especially when you gotta like your brain's gotta constantly be on full power mode just to
you gotta
finish everything.
Your brain's gotta be functional at that point.
Yeah,
I know it's funny actually because you mentioned if we did that project, you were saying if I should come through earlier to your house, and I'm like, there's no way I'm getting to your house at an early time,
right?
And then especially going to be filming afterwards and be functional at that point.
No, absolutely.
But I'll try, but I can't guarantee anything.
No, absolutely not. And well, so we bring this up because we were supposed to film today, and we're not.
Clearly, yeah, I was going to say clearly we're not. We're laying out on a couch post
halal.
Post halal.
Whew.
Can't move.
I can't move. I'm so sleepy. But
words are harder. Anyways, what you're saying.
But leading up to it being like 2 days ago, or not even yesterday, we're like, Davian's like, listen, I can't do it. Some shit came down with work. And I'm like, all right, no problem. We're going to have to probably... I'm
going to try to get it. As you talk, I'm getting a lounge selfie. That we feel like the vibe is right. Oh, yeah, it's good. That's good stuff.
And, and I was like, yeah, all right, listen, like, we're going to let's do this in September. I don't have time, next 2 weeks, whatever. And so then I get a phone call from the dude that we're supposed to shoot his movie for. And he's like, yeah, I'm glad you said that. I'm going to need some time. My grandmother just passed away. Now, I don't mean to laugh, and I apologize for laughing. It's just, people are just so weird. It's like, he's like, give me a week to grieve and then I'll be good. I'm like, this is not like, you're not like fucking starting a diet program. This is like, you just lost a big family member. Like,
yeah, man.
Give yourself the time.
It's funny because I was thinking about the fact, like, he's around our age, so
yeah.
It's not like he's one of the lucky people that actually had a grandma or grandpa through the extended period of their life. So, like, when you hear, like, a 6-year-old lost their grandparent, they'll grieve for a little bit and they'll get over it, but they didn't like experience the full length time of like having a grandparent that sometimes even emulates like a parent. Like, just I'm speaking from the height here, obviously, because I lost my grandpa in October, and I'm still grieving on that shit. There'll be moments where I just see a picture of him, or me and my sister will mention him, and and it'll like trigger crazy traumatic memories of the past. Or simple as the couple weeks ago was my grandma's birthday, and my grandma was like, she was not having a good time because she just missed my grandpa. But it's because of how long he had been around. So that's one side of grief. That's one reaction. Right. The other is I'll be good in a week. We'll touch base then.
Yeah, no, that was I was like, no, you gotta take time, be there for your family, and we'll shoot this eventually. So get control of that. So not get control of that, but like like deal with your the main priority, which is that.
I'll quote a little Rick and Morty here. Get your shit together.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it all together. Put it in a bag and put it all together and get your shit together.
But now, since we were supposed to shoot something today, I don't want to lose the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So my brother's friend, who just bought a drone, reached out. And I think Damien and I are going to do a sort of little trailer thing for an Unsolved Mystery.
Yes, sir.
So keep an eye out for that. How's the T-Public thing doing?
0 traffic.
Just the two.
We are the sole proprietors and purchasers of this of the product. I should probably put up some other images though. I still need to pull the images off of Ring a Ding Ding.
Okay.
And then go from there. I think if we have a little more, because there's literally one T-shirt on there, so I think that's why. Well, not one T-shirt. You could put it on a fucking mug if you wanted to. But if there were other options and other prints and what haves, I think that would probably encourage people to check it out more, which I got to do. So.
Well, I told you the Ring a Ding Ding.
Yeah, that one. I mean,
definitely buy that.
Just like after seeing just the 3 pieces cut together, it looks like some artsy fucking fartsy shit that some hipster would be wearing down in Brooklyn with his or her unshaved armpits.
Well, definitely in like one of those like clothing stores that have like 3 letters in the store's name with a period.
And then you walk inside and the shirt's $75.
Yeah, $75, and they have like.
Oh, sorry. Did you want the one?
Total?
Did you want the one that was sleeveless? That's $83.
I love those stores.
It was made in-house. We cut the sleeves off ourselves.
Oh,
we account for that labor.
This is artisan craft work from Brooklyn. I do it upstairs. All the stitching is weak.
Yeah, but it says Dickies on the label there. Oh, that's just the stock brand that we use, and then we modify from there.
Yeah, Gildan, ignore it.
That's the other brand I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Mike, what's a cheap T-shirt brand? What's going on in the film world? I guess just in general. It seems like it's slowly getting normal. I'm seeing a lot of celebrities posting what they're calling the new norm, and it's a bunch of celebrities getting the nasal swab and enjoying it. And by enjoying it, they're clearly pointing it out and mentioning how annoying it is, which is obvious, but you know.
So my friend did she worked a couple days on this like new documentary thing for HBO.
Okay.
Apparently it's the mom in Fresh Prince.
Oh, okay.
And Oprah is in this one.
Oh shit.
I don't know. She was telling me a little bit. I guess she can't say too much, but
right, of course.
I don't even know the title, whatever it is. But she just did the New York portion, and she said that they actually pay now to have a private doctor in a private medical tent.
Oh shit.
To do all COVID testing right there and then.
Wow.
And they get their results the next day.
Wow.
So they do the test. They do the test. They shoot that day. The next day they don't have to do anything. The results come in, and as long as they're clear, then the next day
keep going.
They got to do it. So it's kind of annoying, but that's the new norm. So that means that every call sheet call sheet for those who don't know is just basically your work schedule, your work time, and everything. So let's say you got your calls 8:00. That's probably now going to be 8:00. Come in. It's going to probably be like an hour to do the COVID test.
It's a whole nother prep to your day.
So you're going to lose, they probably lose an hour. But she said they would do an overtime every day. So, and that's kind of the norm for a lot of production, which is, go 14 hours. So people get like 2 to 3 extra hours of OT.
Right.
So that's, losing an hour is, I don't think it's going to make a difference. But it's now going to add, it's something else everyone has to do. Plus, on top of that, you were never allowed to take your mask off. And there's like strict guidelines to how many people could be next to you.
Oh
so
yeah, and the whole social distancing stuff as well.
They take it very seriously. So the problem is now in terms of the film industry, like when I was on set, it was just 3 people. So me, the camera guy, and the producer, and you don't mic any of the actors up. You know, everything is done at a distance. You know, we're all at a distance. We always had masks on.
So no lavalier.
No.
Set, which is it's just funny because I feel like if you set it up, obviously you'd be in close contact with them for a moment, but then from there you don't have to be.
Well, because I'm touching their body.
True. Well, yeah, briefly.
But that's breaking the 6-foot rule.
True. Yeah. I don't know.
That's the whole thing.
But can you wear a mask and lave them up?
Well,
it sounds dirty.
If I have to wear gloves, which I don't, because it's impossible.
Oh yeah.
To operate my machine with gloves.
No, of course.
So you hand sanitize each and every unless it's like an absolute demand.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. It's work, but for gloves, usually it's okay. But like, they encourage face shields and masks. You know, mask always, but
gotcha. Face
shields. But the 6 feet rule, like, I'll tell you, man, it's we had a whole protocol in the beginning, and this was like for me personally, it was just a 4-day like training video.
Oh wow.
For a simple shoot. It wasn't like anything
that we haven't been hearing for the past fucking 6 months of this year.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't, but it also wasn't like a multi-million-dollar like commercial we were doing. It was like a very small thing.
Yeah.
Out on Long Island, and yet even that, like, they had this whole protocol. You're like, we had to take our temperature, do the swab, get the results the next day, write everything down. You know, it's like we didn't have to do a swab we didn't have to do the swab every day. We did it once, but
yeah.
But you know, it was a mandate. So it's changing. It's changing. Like, wearing a mask on set is fine. Like, it after a while you don't even, because your brain is so focused on other shit.
Yeah.
So you kind of forget that's on your face.
No, I mean, I do the same thing at work too. I put mine on. The only thing that annoys me with mine is because I have a beard. It starts to get
itchy, yeah.
And I feel like I just want to throw the fucking mask in the garbage after a certain point. But
well, haven't you noticed too that your mask, when you like scratch your beard and stuff, the mask starts smelling like shit?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
After like 2 or 3 days, I feel like the mask starts getting softer and softer and gets weaker, and then it starts smelling like shit.
Oh, without a doubt.
I will say though, dude, that I've been very grateful for the companies that reached out.
Of course.
And these are companies that I've worked with, so I thank them, and they haven't like shortchanged me rates. They've been very generous. However, though, I will say there are a lot of companies that have reached out, and I'm noticing this issue.
They're playing games because your hands are tied.
Yes.
Oh, that's fucking shitty.
And I want to say that, not to bore anyone that's listening, and hope people find this interesting, but
no, go on.
Is that one of the worst things about freelancing is it's an always awkward conversation. I can't tell you the numerous amount of times where you talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You have a great conversation. Dude, if you were a potential client, we could be bullshitting about, like, because a lot of times they're like, what kind of movies do you like?
Yeah.
And it's a sort of
it's a great icebreaker. It's a good level to get with somebody for a common ground.
Absolutely, and kind of get an idea of like the kind of movies that they like.
Even if they don't like the same movies as you, like, oh, I fucking hated that movie, but I like that. Conversation for many things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what happens a lot is, I could be on a couple of times I could pick at my brain, which is I'll be on the phone for over an hour.
Yeah. Having
a great conversation with this person. Then it comes down to rate. Like, one time I even had this person, we got in such a great conversation. We were about to wrap up. She actually was like, okay, you're all good. I can't wait for you to come aboard. And I was like, oh, hold on a second. I got so wrapped up in what we were talking about. I was like, we never talked about rate. And she went, oh, and and a mood just dropped. She's like, oh, you're right. Well, and then I got thrown a horrible.
I almost had this motherfucker.
Yeah. And sometimes it's that, and sometimes it's like, oh fuck, right, because rates are such a awkward. It's such a the elephant in the room when you have these conversations,
right?
That it ends up killing your chances of working with these people, because you got to stick to what you feel is worth and what you feel you should be owed, and they need to stick to whatever they could afford, and you try to find a middle ground if possible. So what I'm noticing now more than ever
Mm-hmm.
is some jobs that I've gotten reached out to want everything in their mother, but they don't want to pay a goddamn thing.
What?
And I was telling my friend who was doing the HBO thing, we were like, I know it's always been bad and you got to stick to your guns, but I feel now it's worse than ever because now all these people know everyone's in a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And, everyone's super fucking hungry.
They're hijacking that and they're taking advantage of it. And they're no matter what job there is in all jobs in all layers.
Yeah.
There's always somebody that is willing to take a job, just even if it's low paying. Just
that's why this
shit
keeps happening.
Yeah. So no matter what, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh fuck it, I'll do it just to get the paycheck." It's like, but
yep,
screwing it up for everybody else.
Fucks everyone else.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing a lot more now than ever. Where I actually had, I'm sorry, I'm glaring over the biggest thing I should have brought up first.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I'm bringing this up is, and I know this for a fact, is I actually had a guy reach out to me, who said he offered me, it was a very low rate for a couple of days, and I said, sorry, I can't do that. And he said, I'm surprised because I had someone else that I reached out to earlier who was willing to take it and said they would come out a little lower, but you had better equipment and more experience, so I wanted to reach out to you first. He goes, but I'm surprised, he goes, because everyone is so willing to work that I figured you guys would just take the rate that I set. And I went, well, I'm not picking in the garbage for food.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you're an asshole.
Right, exactly.
Because you're now groveling over the fact of my choices and decisions of betterment for myself.
Absolutely. So. Like your assumption that everyone is so fucking is sticking their hands out winning online to get stuff is so wrong.
Yeah,
it's just
of course.
You're feeding into people that don't have the willpower to hold on and try to look out for better jobs. So anyway, that's
fuck them.
Exactly it. Fuck them. So that's what's happening in the industry. That seems to be between COVID and this. It's a blessing and a curse,
right?
Because I've always hated wireless labs. I hated miking actors. Actors are very aggressive with my gear.
You've told me horror stories of many a times where you've dealt with bullshit with your labs. So
yes, one of them in particular, is the mom, is Dustin from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
His mom, I did a feature film with her,
and she's a fucking veteran actor too.
And she's been around for a while. Outside of filming, she is equally as an asshole as she is when filming. And she's a good actor. She actually was pretty decent in the movie. But what ended up happening was I worked on a TV pilot. This is many years ago. I got reached out to come in. They fired their sound mixer. And I knew the camera guy. I knew the director. I don't know why I was called earlier, but whatever the case was. But
yeah,
they asked me to come in week 2 out of week 4. So I had 2 weeks left of filming, and I said, "Okay, cool. I don't like to mix mixers, but I was like, fuck it." Yeah. And so I came in, and everyone, was on. Everyone's kind of getting used to each other. And she came in. She's like, "Who are you?" And I introduced myself. I didn't know who she was. I was just told that she was from Orange Is the New Black. I couldn't give a flying shit. I remember introducing myself, asking her if she was comfortable with me miking her, telling her exactly what I was doing, giving a very professional rundown of everything.
Which is totally fair.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to be close to your body. I'm gonna grab 100%. On your supple nipples. Oh, wait, no, not that.
But she did lift up her shirt. I had to get to the bra. And when she did that, I was like, okay, I'm going to put that. She's like, but then started questioning me on the kind of tape I was using, and I said, "Are you allergic to anything?" Because I had asked her first. She said no, but then ripped.
I'm just an obnoxious asshole. That's all I am.
But ripped the mic out of my hand, and then turned around and said, "I know how to do this. You don't need to do this." And I said, "Well, it's kind of my job, and I wanted to make sure you're okay with it."
Right.
I was like,
and plus, you got to know where the mic goes, regardless. So
sure.
So you know what sound you're getting. We've had issues with that, where it's just slightly too close to a piece of fabric on a type of. When we were filming the last project, the cloak was too close to it.
Yeah.
So you got like the first sound was just all muffled and crappy. So
I had to readjust. I think.
Granted, the fabric was the issue. It was in a good spot. It was just
the fabric.
Yeah. It's like polyester or some shit.
Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, there are. I could do a separate episode of clothing not to use during wireless. But I guess the point is that wireless mics on actors are things I don't like, and that actually is a good point to bring up.
Yeah.
Because when you're on set and you're so pressed for time, because they give sound mixers very little. like camera has a whole bunch of time to set up. Makeup will get their time to set up, but when it comes to actually miking, it's got you like go like why is this taking you so long? And that's the problem. It depends on what wardrobe they're wearing. You'll run into clothing issues. Sometimes you run into that you don't like where the mic is placed, so it doesn't sound right, so you want to adjust.
Okay.
And you don't like that. And a lot of actors usually okay with it. Some actors are like, "Oh, what's the problem?" And you're like, "Why are you questioning me? Like, this is the second time I've bumped into you. Shut the fuck up." But,
Bitch.
so it's actually a huge blessing. Like when the last few the things I've done, where I didn't have to mic anybody.
Yeah.
And I used my shotgun mic, my boom mic, which is my primary all the time, and it always sounds good. I always try to encourage editors to use it. And they like to not, or they don't. They just mix everything. So now the fact I'm only using one thing, my bag is lighter. I don't have to carry all that shit.
Good shit.
It's one blessing out of it. But that's the long-winded response to your question, which is that's where the film industry has been turning. Things are slowly coming back. They're like coming back and then they slow down, then they're coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've been seeing they just restarted the production for the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman movie with the Twinkle Twilight whatever.
Robert Pattinson or whatever. Yeah.
No, in all honesty, I feel like he'll be fine as Batman. I just don't know if I'm gonna like the angle that they're taking Batman to. But I think he's a fine actor. I watched The Lighthouse recently, and he puts on a hell of a show. So I would not knock his talent over Twilight, but I might knock the storyline that they might take for the Batman. But that's a whole nother.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother. Well, I mean, we could build off of that later on, but we'll say. No, I've seen a few handful of things just jumping back into production, which is promising. The one thing that I'm still trying to figure out is when the fuck they're gonna release Tenet, the freaking Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh yeah, sure.
That I've seen several trailers and I still don't know what the fuck it's about.
Well,
but it looks like it'll be great.
It's interesting because August 28th, the New Mutants come out.
Really?
And apparently,
is that going to theater?
And apparently, they said this is not a mistake. It's coming out in theaters.
Oh wow.
I know as of August 24th.
Yeah.
Gyms were supposed to open, and then they extended it.
I did read that too.
But they extended it to September.
Oh.
So
not for nothing, and it sounds crazy, but I am almost willing to go back to a gym. Mostly, I think it's not even like obviously the worry comes along with everything else. But the worry of dying of obesity is my main concern.
You are so
to go
far
back
from being
to
obese,
gym.
though. I don't know what you're worried about.
I know, but you know what it is? It's like I'm not growing. I'm maybe getting a little fat in my legs, but it's like all the fat is being it's being centered in my gut, and my gut just keeps getting bigger. So I think it's time to like burn that fucker off.
I am just ready to. I'm ready to put this all behind.
Yeah.
And if there's obviously there's gonna be some residual from all this stuff, with the wear of the mask and everything. But
right.
But I feel like once the gyms and the fucking like the Dave and Buster's, the I guess like the
more heavier traffic of people, places. Yeah. Once they open.
Once I start seeing people go in those places and like on the boulevard, you see Planet Fitness start opening up and you see people doing the treadmill. I feel like once that starts happening, I think I'll feel more at ease. Yeah. I think I'll feel like, okay, we're sort of back to
there is a normalcy.
There's a normalcy return. Like it'll make me forget that the last 6 months have just been, all the shit that's happened. I think for my psyche, it's just weird to just see all these restaurants and everything just close.
No, hell yeah.
So, but that's the problem. So the problem is, my wife is supposed to be opening their place on Monday, and now they just extended it to Friday.
Oh fuck.
And I told her, I was like, they already just announced that gyms are not opening now until the first week of September.
Yeah.
So I was like, just be prepared now that the rest of the month.
Well, it's gonna sound super ignorant of me, but I have not looked at the COVID numbers. Maybe not ignorant. Maybe ignorance is bliss in this instance. But I have definitely not looked at the numbers ever since we've had like a crazy decline in New York.
I stopped. I stopped. Apparently, it's like we're barely like it's so low now.
We haven't been going up though, right?
No, not at all. Not that. I think there was like a 30% increase in cases not too long ago because they were saying how people were traveling back from like Florida and stuff.
Oh, okay. So certain locations, certain travel hubs, and what haves.
But apparently, like we were with one of the worst and now we're apparently like one of the best in terms of like cases.
Fuck it.
So
I'll take that.
I'll take that too.
Because it was fucking. I feel like we always somehow venture back to COVID, but I mean it's affected us longer than most of the relationships I've had with females in my life. So it's just one. It's fucking. It's crazy how things were back in freaking what was it, April? April was like the sort of March, April peak
March,
was.
April, yeah.
Those were
April
like
was
the peak times.
Yes,
yeah.
right, yeah.
But it's crazy to see where things were then to compare to now. So
you know, it's funny too, like because March when we came back from our honeymoon, and then like that's when everything stopped, and then you know, Taylor got sick, and then March kind of just came and went, and then April hit. I started taking up side work, and then April was basically done. It was really bad.
Yeah.
And I think as worse as it was, I think with everything that was happening, April went by super fast because of you just forget the days, and then May comes in, and then by the time I turned around, I was like, holy shit, we're in fucking June. And then like I don't know about you, but this summer's been such a blur. And if you really think about it, in like less than 2 weeks or so, it's September.
Yep.
We're like summer's done.
Well, people are already counting down the days until Halloween. I think we're like 100 and something days.
Nope, we are
less, right?
70 like 5 days.
See? Point proven.
We're like 75. I can't wait because
I know
Halloween. I love Halloween because it's you know, it's an excuse to like watch movies and stuff. But for me, I think fall is. I actually was asking somebody this. I was like, I'm going to bring this question to you.
Yeah.
If you can have only one season for the whole year, for the rest of your life, what season would it be?
See, it's weird because I don't know why, but I kind of like try to put a spin on how things have sort of changed in terms of how seasons are.
Sure.
So like back when we were younger, I feel like the seasons were more routed in what they've always been designated to.
Okay.
And now like summer might be technically ending in September.
Right.
But I mean, summer still kind of sticks around until like mid-October to an extent. Sometimes, you know, like you'll get those still relatively hot days in the middle, in like the start of October.
Oh, sure.
But then by the end of October, it's kind of like
cold,
it's pretty chilly. So, but with that in mind and that aside, I would probably say it's kind of a toss-up between spring and fall. I think I'm impartial to spring because spring kind of nowadays it sort of resonates the feelings of fall only later in the year after winter. So you sort of get like a sort of relative branch out from winter into spring.
Okay.
And then you just get fucking balls hot heat in the summertime. But fall is always great. So I think the best association with fall is, you know, you could, if it's too fucking cold, you throw on a hoodie and you're good. So
okay.
I'd say I'd stick with spring, but fall is definitely a contender. So
okay.
Yeah.
I love fall.
Yeah.
I love the moving of sort of like it starts getting a little darker a little sooner, kind of like
true.
Starts getting a little chillier.
It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, so, it's a more of a chill vibe. But I will say, I know I'm gonna sound crazy.
PSL season, girl. We'll need caffeine soon because I'm already yawning. I mean, I'm not like bored, but I'm definitely yawning. I'll tell you that.
What does that mean? Does that mean you're bored, or is it?
No, I say that because I feel like every time I yawn, you look over and I'm like, oh, this guy's bored.
No.
I'm just declaring. I'm just declaring it now because I woke up earlier than I expected, which was good.
Yeah.
But I also went to sleep at a later time than planned, and you know, I feel like I think as we all are, we're operating on like a zombie mode, no matter what the fuck it
sure.
is.
I mean, lately everything's just been a blur. What the fuck?
Exactly.
You get up, you're like, here we go, another day.
Yeah, I might as well close my eyes for a little bit more, and then you're awake and like, what the fuck do I do now? So it's my day off. Let's enjoy it. Oh wait,
it's Simpsons.
Exactly.
But I was gonna say I love winter.
Okay. No, I do too. It's weird because I didn't even like factor winter into the question, but like winter. I always enjoy when winter comes around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
I could do without the snow, honestly.
See, I love the snow. But I don't drive, so I guess maybe that's where it's like it's kind of lost in me. But I love viewing it from a distance. I love walking around in it if it's not that bad.
Right, if it's not that bad, I don't mind. But when it starts getting like really bad, like really tall and disgusting, and then you have to clean that shit for days.
And then it takes years for it to defrost because there's a chill effect that sticks around for 2 weeks after. So
then I'm like,
you got these giant frozen dirt colored fucking snow piles.
That's when it's the worst.
Yeah.
No, that's when I'm like,
we've seen our shares of those in fucking New York. New York has gotten some blizzards that leaves it just like it's not even the day of the blizzard. The blizzard that comes down, first off, it's cool.
Right.
And then the rest of it is like, this shit's just disgusting. It needs to go away.
You're like, oh, great. Oh, no.
Exactly.
But it's at like that quiet, like you hear just the wind, and then it's so cold, and then all the movies on TV are like sort of like Christmassy themed.
Yes,
and like
there
that,
is that
that's
sort
the
of
feeling.
Yeah. And it brings in all the vibes of the holidays and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
So that is true. Yeah.
So, all right.
I think we like all holidays, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
I hate
all
summer.
seasons.
Fuck summer.
You hate summer?
I get more anxious and all this shit when the summer hits. I hate it.
Okay.
I hate the heat.
Well, the days are longer. The heat is blazing sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody enjoys this shit.
We're lucking out this week. This week has been relatively decent. But
this week, yeah, exactly. This week, luckily, yesterday was beautiful. It was like fucking mid-70s, if anything. It was like a nice breeze. Today, apparently, supposed to be the same. It's a little hotter, but...
The one thing that cracks me up, though, is residents at the job are always telling me about the weather. It's like, yeah, it's such a beautiful day. I went for a run, and like, how are you enjoying your day? Oh, well, I'm here talking to you, you fucking bitch. No, you have a great day, too. It cracks me up, though. It's just like, do you not realize that you're asking me how my day is going, and I'm working a 3 to 11 shift?
Fucking
my
asshole.
entire day of any enjoyment of this weather is being spent here talking to you. So maybe ask me something else. Maybe ask me what I'm going to do when I get off of work, other than cry. Just kidding.
Depression. So little gossip. When Taylor and I moved into our apartment, there was a lady that moved in next door. She moved in with her daughter.
Right. I think we might have touched on them in a previous podcast.
Loosely. We did? Maybe?
I think we did.
She
that or it's in the blooper reel.
Okay. She was not a fan of us, and we were not a fan of her. Basically, they would play in the pool, and my dog being, she's big. She's like a security guard, so she I guess hears people like yelling and laughing, and she thinks something's happening, so she barks. Right. She's a fucking dog, but
as they do.
At the time I was at work, and the story goes that that Taylor was outside going, Sophie, get in, and our neighbor at the time she had company. She actually took a stool, got on the top of the stool, had her head over the fence like God. Fucking Wilson in Home Improvement, and said, your dog needs to stop barking. It's every day. Close your windows. And so so Taylor was like, I would like to. She goes, but our landlord, doesn't really turn the air on, so it's just super hot in the apartment a lot during the summer.
Right.
She's been better over the last few years, but in the beginning it was very bad.
Thank fucking God.
But I was like, we gotta, we have the windows down. She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. She wakes my daughter up, so like do something with your dog. Now I wasn't home, and when she told me this, I was like, okay, I gotta make a decision. Do I go knock on this woman's door and do I just let her get a piece of my mind, or just let this go as a warning because they just recently had moved in or whatever?
Right.
So,
but it's weird because it's one of those things. It's like, do you say something now so you nip it in the butt,
right?
Or do you say something now and come off as an alienating asshole
and
neighbor?
And it causes a feud,
and it causes like a unnecessary feud over something simple.
That was my thought process on that, and I was like, all right, let me just hold off.
Okay.
So I kept it in my back pocket. This situation. Then I'm out again for work. And calls me again and goes, do you know what she just did? Apparently Taylor was watering the grass. Mm-hmm. We had like a little automatic sprinkler, whatever. Apparently some of the water was hitting this woman's car. That's it. It was just sprinkling a little bit on the car. She knocked on her door, and Taylor was in the middle of she was cleaning up or something. She was dealing with that, and she goes, she's like, yeah, what's going on? She goes, you're watering my car. Put your hose away. And
I don't know why, but I feel like me hearing her say it like that, I would have said the dumbest shit. Oh, so now you have a sedan to an SUV? Or some corny dad joke.
Now your car's going to get bigger.
Good for you. I got some growing seeds in my backyard if you need them.
what is it going to turn into? A cherry blossom? You stupid fuck.
You dumb bitch.
So Taylor was like, okay, all right, I'll shut it off.
Or you just go, oh, here's a $14.99 bill. I washed part of that car.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want me to do the whole car, I could charge you another $15.
Well, so Taylor closed the door, and she's like, okay, she closed the door. And then apparently she puts her hand by the door, and she goes, oh I wasn't done. She goes, I'm not a nasty person, and started going off, and Taylor's like, okay, well, I'm in the middle to do something.
Oh, wait. So then she tries to plead that she's not a jerk?
Yeah. So when you're acting like an asshole, then you go, but I'm not an asshole.
What does that confirm?
That she's an asshole. So then I hear this, and then I confront her. And I go, I was like, listen, I don't know if you're purposely doing this when I'm not home, because this is the second time you've confronted her while I have not been here. I said, or maybe just a coincidence. I said, but this shit's got to stop. I was like, the thing with Sophie, I was like, what we started doing right after that was we unfortunately Sophie has she has like separation anxiety.
Yeah,
like we can't leave this apartment.
Which a lot of dogs do.
They do, and
half of the ones at the building I work at, they have it, and it drives some residents nuts that live near them. But it's like, what the fuck do you want? Like, the only thing that they can do is, I mean, I don't really know.
It's not. I mean, not you can't like. I mean, you could bring them to like a kettle or something, like a little daycare thing. But we were like, fortunately, my parents are right across the street, so we were like, all right, we got to, every time we go somewhere, even if it's to the store, we got to bring her across, because what she does is, she used to just sleep. And then something happened, and now she just barks.
Now she freaks.
Because the problem is we have people coming in and out from landlords. So it's
any little noise, it probably drives her.
It drives her nuts.
Yeah.
So we started doing that, but I told her, I was like, I'm bringing the dog across the street now. We're now we've gone to the habit, so we don't have to hear this anymore. Because because I don't care. I told her straight, I was like, I don't care what you have to say. I said, I'm more concerned with our landlord, because I don't want to. It's not fair for her to.
I feel like our podcast needs to get louder now. Roof. Roof, roof. I'm just gonna randomly start barking really loud in his apartment, just because you guys were doing so well, and then all of a sudden I just started hearing a new dog in your apartment. Oh yeah, that's our friend Damien.
Yeah, that's a Stewart Terrier. Well, but the thing is, I turned around to her. And I said, "You should learn how to close your windows too." And she goes, "Why? What? We don't own any animals." I said, "Yeah, but your granddaughter's loud. I don't want to hear her shit that she doesn't want to eat." And so she took it.
Feed the motherfucker.
She's like, now you're just starting. You're not. I remember. She goes, now you're just starting to want to start trouble. And he said, no.
Oh right, because you're the one starting trouble. I was like,
you started this by opening your mouth. And I said, instead of coming to us nicely and saying, is there anything you can do? Can you close the windows?
This is that Looney Tunes moment where Bugs Bunny goes, of course you know this means war.
And that's what ended up happening. Because then I said, and your car getting water? I said, so what do you do when you wash your car, go to a car wash? You tell them just to fucking wipe it with a towel, a dry towel? I was like, it's water. I said, I said, that was not necessary. I said, you know what the problem is? I said, you're a little obnoxious. I said, that's your issue. And I said, and if you think that we're going to have a good neighborly situation here, so you're in for however long the fuck you're going to be here. I said, because we just moved in. I've been here almost my whole life. I said, you just moved in. I was like, I don't know what to tell you, but I said, you got to get your shit together, because from what I'm hearing, one thing we've already fixed, and the other thing you're just trying to start shit. Yeah. It went back and forth. We didn't talk. But not too long after, during the winter, we had a bad snowstorm. I was shoveling outside, and they had a snowplow machine. And then her boyfriend at the time helped me snowplow the sidewalk. Okay. And through that, we started talking. She apologized. I apologized. And we had stayed on good terms until she left recently. Oh. Now, recently.
Almost a happy ending.
Almost a happy ending. And what ended up happening, though, is this new couple moves in who has 2 little daughters. They're super small. But I thought they were nice. They would like say hi and stuff.
Did they say hi like in
it was more like a hey, hi,
not like The Shining, right? Like hello together and then
no. Okay. No, not like that. No, but they were like oh hi, my name is so and so, like very whatever. I was like, all right, sure. But Taylor has been planting a lot of tomatoes and whatever vegetables, so we had a whole bunch of tomatoes that had to be picked, and I was like, it'd be nice if we just give them to the lady next door because they just moved in.
Yeah, of course.
And she was like, "Yeah,
no, just a relative side note, but my brother-in-law is doing the same thing in his backyard. He's got like a friggin', he's got a small produce section in his backyard.
Nice.
But he grows so much shit that half of it's like every time I come over, they give me like a handful of tomatoes or cucumbers or whatever the fuck they got.
Good.
That just harvested because it's just such a vast yield just from doing that shit in your backyard. So
well, I mean, yeah, and
you got to give some away or else it fucking spoiled. Yeah, that too. It's something to fucking do during these pandemic times.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It's just they're growing like there's tomatoes up the wazoo. So anyway, we handed it to her. There was a Verizon guy that came. He was doing the cable, and she comes out and she goes. I said, "Oh," she goes, "You got tomatoes?" She goes, "Okay, but you're gonna need to hold on because I got something I got to do right now." Is what she said to us. And she opened the fence for the cable guy to get to the box and then goes, "I got a Ziploc, 1 sec." She comes back with a Ziploc bag and then proceeded to have very dull, very cold conversation. I was like, okay, I got to get going. And I remember turning to Taylor and I was like,
that was weird, wasn't it?
That was weird, a little rude, not doing this. I'm not fucking being nice to this woman anymore.
Yeah.
We'll go, she'll do her own thing, I'll do my own thing.
Yeah, just leave it as Switzerland, no overlap of friendliness, alliances, none of that.
I don't
shit.
have to be friends with you, even though we're living next door to each other. But at the same time, you don't have to be a kind of a dick.
No, I get that. I mean, on my spectrum of things with neighbors, I've been pretty lucky. One thing I ordered some shit on Amazon as you do, and I got some. It was a good mix of essential stuff and non-essential stuff.
Okay.
Mostly non-essential because it was a 2 a.m. Remainder cart purchase of what was ever in my cart as I'm like drunkenly trying to sober myself up, and I was like, fuck it, I've wanted these movies for a while, let me just buy them.
Right.
Oh yeah, I also need gloves for work and I need a thermometer for whatever the fuck. So I threw a bunch of stuff in my cart and bought it, but it ended up coming on a day where I thought I'd be home and I ended up not being home. But of course I get the email from Amazon saying that it says it was left in my my mailroom, so I'm like, fuck it, I don't have to rush home to get it because it's not in my mailroom. I mean, because it's not in my hallway, it's in the mailroom. So I get home, and I see that there's a note on my door, and my neighbor across the hallway from me has it. Not my usual neighbor that gets it from me, but the other guy. So I'm like, wait a minute, how does he have my mail when it's in the mailroom? I realized these motherfuckers just threw it in front of my house, like, with no regard, no care. But it also helped me remember that the neighbor across from me is also super cool. So
that's good.
My two neighbors, they're like two old people. There's an old lady that lives down to my left, and then the guy across from my apartment, it's like an old couple who's also super chill, doesn't say much, but is always super nice. When I picked up my package, he's like, anytime, buddy, anytime. I'm just like, thanks.
That's cool. But let me ask you, though, speaking of ordering stuff, did you ever get that piece for your tripod?
I did.
You did? Good.
I meant to mention that to you, but yeah. He just kind of said, I don't know what happened. It was a mistake, but I'm sending it on the way, and it came, I believe, in like a little envelope.
Okay.
And it came pretty quick.
Good.
No issues. 1, 2, 3.
Good. Okay.
So
yeah. You're all. That's all done. You're all.
That's good to go.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I hope you guys. I feel like this podcast was more so. Usually we have like a list of things. Like we could sort of stay on. But this one was kind of like all over the place. But I think that's fine.
This one was a flow of everything. But I feel like this podcast was all the intros of all the podcasts. So now, any podcast that comes after this will not have an intro. This was the intro podcast. The intro topics are here, so you don't have to listen to that for next time. We got it covered for you guys.
As an episode of The Simpsons, the Krusty creator is walking Bart and Lisa down a hallway, and it's the same lady mopping the floor. And he basically says, yes, when you're on a budget and the animators are cheap and lazy, they reuse the same background over and over again, and they literally keep it on the same. So that's what we're doing.
As they're trailing by.
Yeah.
See, I didn't really catch that reference until I rewatched like some old Scooby-Doo or the Flintstones. I'm like, holy shit, that's just them spinning the thing over and over again. It's so simple, but it's so easy. Why not do that? So,
yeah. Well, and that's what we'll do here.
Yeah,
this is the cheap podcast. So, you wanna close out?
No, I'll let you do it this time. I'm too lazy. I'm lounging too hard.
Okay,
you do it.
Well, this has been
That's not good enough. Try again.
This has been another episode from Dubfeat. Dubfeat. What do we call
the
this?
Dubfeat Variety Hour.
So within our little pauses, we figured we'd spice it up. We don't have any sponsors other than our previous ones that you guys have heard. They're very important. They've been paying us a lot of nothing. So we decided to give you guys a quick 1, 2, 3 rapid fire on a couple movies we've seen. The movies we're talking about are which ones?
Just throw them out there.
You want to throw a couple out? Yeah. All right, well, let's see what we've seen. Okay, well, I'll just do a quick one. I know you said you didn't see it recently enough, so you don't remember anything. But how do you feel about Child's Play, the new one?
What are we rating it out
of? We can rate it out of 5 feet.
Okay. 1
out of 5 feet. Stick with the mini Dubfeat.
Okay. 2.5.
2.5. I give it 1.5. All right, next. Jojo Rabbit. I'd give that a 5.
3.
3. Okay. The Great Dictator. I give that a 5.
5.
Okay. What's the one with the woman where she fucks the fish?
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. I give that one a 2.5.
2.
Okay, nice. Damn, better than I should have given it a 2. What else we got? We got
Avengers, the last one.
Avengers Endgame. Yeah. I give that a 4.5.
I'll give it a 3.5, 4.
3.5, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What else did we see? Parasite. I give that a 5.5. I give it past what score we're allowed to give it.
100%. Yeah.
That one was phenomenal.
That was really good. The latest Spider-Man that came out.
Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yeah.
I give that one a solid 4.
4?
Yeah.
For me, 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We could do all movies too. Batman vs Superman.
Batman vs Superman. I give that a negative 3 out of 5.
1.
Damn, that's too high.
Halloween
2018?
Yeah.
I give that one a 1.5.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I was about to give it a 2.
No. I give it a 1.5 only for the head smash that broke like a pumpkin. That's it.
Okay. I'm going to... Fuck. All right, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you, 1.5. I would have given it 2, but I think it really deserved 1.5.
Yeah. What else we got?
You didn't see the new Rob Zombie movie, right?
No.
That's a 1.
Out of default, I give him 1s.
That's a 1. That was a 2.
The only good movie that I will say Rob Zombie did would be the follow-up, Devil's Rejects.
Fantastic.
House of a Thousand Corpses follow-up.
Really good.
Which House of a Thousand Corpses was okay. It wasn't as good as Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects, I'll give that a 4.
Oh, okay, how about, what's the, Tusk?
2.5.
Oh, that's too high for me. I give it a 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did watch Jade and Silent Bob, the new one.
Reboot? I haven't seen it yet, but by all means.
1.
Yeah?
Fucking terrible.
Damn.
Really bad.
What else did I watch recently?
Yoga Hoosiers.
I watched maybe 20 minutes of that, and I give that a 1.5.
That's a 1.
Yeah?
That's
I didn't
another
even get
one.
through it, so.
While we're on this topic, I have to
Rapid fire, Tom. No time. No, go ahead. Go.
A rapid fire complaining. I think Kevin Smith is somebody that if we were in school around the time he was, I think we all would become really good friends. He just seemed like that kind of person.
Agreed.
But I got to tell you though, I liked Kevin Smith. I still like Kevin Smith. I think he's a good person. But the problem is, I think the whole act of like, I know I make shitty movies. I'm sorry. This is the kind of stuff I do is getting so played out because he's a millionaire. You're doing Hollywood films.
Absolutely.
You're literally still getting paid to do fucking movies about 2 characters that are so kind of burnt out by this point. Like he's literally made his whole career out of 2 fucking characters. And I think he had a great opportunity to do a reboot now.
Yeah.
And he did the reboot, and it's fucking terrible. And it's what I feel Kevin Smith falls into is the same old hashed out potty humor, where it's a lot of dick jokes.
Yeah.
Which
can be done greatly,
and it's not. And I think back then in like mid 90s to early 2000s when we were younger,
it was unique. It was original. It was not that rampant.
I don't even know if it would be unique. I think we would say it was fine.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I think it's because too many movies have already done that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right. I think the problem is, I think if you watch it, you're going to be like, nah, it was okay. It's because I think you have too much, I don't say like for Kevin Smith, but you just, a lot of people just give him too much leeway. But I think the movie's fucking terrible. I highly don't recommend you watch it.
Well, I will tell you this. You just brought me into another form of a rapid fire that we can use.
Go ahead.
And I'm pulling up the filmography of Kevin Smith.
Let's go. Smack it on.
We're going to rapid fire his entire filmography. So let me just
starting
get
in 3.
So we got
2.
Count it down.
1. Begin.
Clerks.
Go.
5.5.
3.
Damn. Mallrats.
I've never seen it.
Okay, that is a 4 for me. 4 solid.
Okay.
Chasing Amy.
3.
3.5.
Okay.
Dogma.
I like that 4.
Okay, I'd give that a 4.5.
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
That was funny. 3.5.
2.5 for me. I thought it had funny parts, but it wasn't. It didn't sink in like the rest of them.
Okay.
Jersey Girl. Never saw, so I don't know.
2. It's kind of cheesy.
Clerks 2.
I liked it. I think 3 is appropriate.
I'd agree. 3 is probably the solid point I would go with there.
Yeah.
Zack and Mary Make a Porno.
Fucking 4.5. I really like that movie.
I would probably say I'd bump that up to a 5. I want to.
That's hands down my favorite. It's probably my
Yes.
favorite movie from him.
Can you believe this shit? Can you believe this shit?
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
Cop out.
I actually rewatched it.
Yeah.
I rewatched it,
talk to me.
and it would have been a 1.5, but I'll actually give it 2.5
Tracy Morgan.
because Tracy Morgan's he's funny. in it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I give it a 1, but I think I need to do the same thing and give it a slight redemption.
Yeah, it's a quick, fast movie. It goes by really. It's just it's stupid. I'll give it 2.5.
Gotcha. Red State.
I know it's rapid.
Yeah.
I'm giving Red State a 2. The
Okay.
idea was interesting. My problem was Kevin Smith's got to stop editing his movies. That after every day he doesn't have to go and fucking edit them because they're too fresh.
Yes.
And you're too attached.
Yes.
And you need time to digest and go through all your footage. So I'm giving Red State a 2 because his problem in that movie is the same problem we have, which is there's too much buffer.
Yes.
If there's not enough, he didn't have enough. Anyway,
We got
I
3
give it a
movies.
2. Go ahead.
We got
Two.
3 movies to go, so it's all good. So I'm gonna just bump it up slightly. I'll give it a 3.0 only
Okay.
because I liked it. There were certain things that I liked. I didn't love it.
Okay.
Tusk.
I would probably give it somewhere. I would give that a 3. I liked it the first time I watched it.
I give it a 1.5.
Okay.
Yoga Hosers.
That's a 1.
I didn't finish it. I gave it a 1.5 from what I saw. Jalen Silent Bob I didn't see.
That one I gave a 1.
And that wraps up our rapid fire of Kevin Smith. We love you, Kevin Smith. We just don't love all your movies. That's all we're saying.
Sounds like a majority of them.
All right. That's it.
That's it.